I'm Shelby Bonnie, and I'm the host of the Innovator Series, brought to you by Technology for Obama, and I have the great pleasure of being here with Rusty Rueff. So,
hey, thanks for having me.
So Rusty is one of the great seasoned entrepreneurs in the Valley. He has worked for EA, he's been the CEO of Snowcap, he's been involved in philanthropic stuff, and I'm happy to say he's the co-chair of the Technology for Obama.
Which is a lot of fun, let me tell you.
So it's a great pleasure.
A lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Great pleasure to be here with you. So I'm curious if you, maybe just as context, maybe you get a little background on some of the things you've done, because it's been diverse and interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of jack of all, maybe master of none when it comes down to it. Going backwards, actually, this last year, spending time as the coordinating national co-chair for T4O has been fantastic. Alongside that, a couple of major philanthropic things. Just became the chairman of the Grammy Foundation in Los Angeles, president of the board of the American Conservatory Theater. I angel invest. I sit on a number of different corporate boards. And I was fortunate enough to get a chance to run Snowcap, Sean Fanning's company, back in 2005 through 2008. And then before that, Electronic Arts for 7 years, which was just fantastic. The advent of taking video games out of the corner with the geek to everybody playing.
And that must have been such just a fascinating time.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, the boat would go, the tide would go out, the boat would go up. The tide would come in, the boat would go up, and we were defining a new form of entertainment. And we believed that video games would be a preeminent form of entertainment in the future.
And did you know that when you went there? I mean,
no clue. I mean, I just had a guy call me up and say, "Hey, for 10 years, you've told us every time we've ever talked to you that you'd never leave PepsiCo, which is where I was before, unless it was either entertainment media or maybe high tech." And he goes, "I got it all in one package for you."
And so, what was it like culture-wise going from Pepsi to EA?
Black and white. Totally different. Big company, very well organized, and things in very much silos. Showing up at EA, it was sort of organized chaos at the time. Good chaos, but organized chaos, but still chaos. And people defining their roles, trying to figure out where do we go, what do we do next, and which was part of the great thing that happened for me was to sort of step in and get to kind of carve out what I got to do and get an opportunity to do things. That's one of the great things about the Valley. You get to sort of define your own destiny, and I got a chance to do that at EA.
And what were some of the things, you arrive, you've gone from, as you said, kind of really corporate organized. What were some of the things that you brought with you from Pepsi, and what were some of the things you had to leave behind from your time at Pepsi?
Yeah, well, certainly what I did bring with me was the importance of values and principles inside of a company. So at PepsiCo, we had a couple of values. One was growth, and the other one was integrity. And you constantly were balancing those two things, but knowing that values and principles were so important. So bringing that forward. Also, just bringing forth the importance of performance and having talent that can perform, I think was important. Leaving behind that bureaucracy of people worried about, well, am I at this rung to try to get to that rung to try to get to that rung, and all the conversations and the non-value added stuff that happens in that size of an organization, trying to shed all that and say, no, we don't want, let's not let that get into the DNA.
And how did you, because we're going to talk more about innovation, but I'm curious from kind of your perspective, which is you were kind of managing the human resources side. How did you think about actually managing innovation or innovators?
Yeah, so I think it starts with creating a culture where people can innovate and they can do that without feeling fear of failure. At the same time, having enough pressure on them that they have to innovate. I've always said that the most productive days of our lives are those when our backs are against the wall. And in video games, just like movies and music and books and anything else that maybe even anything that has intellectual property involved with it and a deadline, those roughest days and darkest days are those last hours. But that's usually where creativity also bursts from. So it's that healthy tension between having the pressure on, but taking away that fear of failure.
Well, that's great. That's great. And I look forward to talking more about this as we get into a little bit more conversation about innovation. So, Rusty, thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.